My name is Roxanne Spiekerman. I'm the General Manager and Executive Vice President at Roplast Industries. Roplast used to service a number of industries. At one point we were in tortilla, produce, lumber, industrial, you name it. What we decided was that to streamline our facility and to really focus on being as standardized as we can and to introduce things like automation to our plant and more efficient processes and higher level of skills, reduce our overall costs, we had to minimize and standardize our product lines. We minimized it to include the retail and the grocery products. Basically, there's the retail and grocery carrier bags. And so that's really our core products that we produce here today. Now, even though there are two different types of segments that we service, in those there's different styles, and we produce some of the most exquisite print in the United States, really, for any flexographic printer that produces plastic bags. The majority of the Brilliant bags are made from high amounts of post-consumer recycled content, and the EPA defines that as material that's gone out, served its intended purpose, and come back in for reprocessing. And that distinction is very important because every plant can recycle their own scrap, and it wouldn't be economically advisable if they didn't, because it just makes sense. But that distinction is what creates the infrastructure for recycling. And our material is very different in that it's made from a heterogeneous amount of different types of materials. When we bring in post-consumer, it can be from a distribution center, it can be from a retailer's distribution center, or have biomass from a grocer's distribution center, and it can come from mattress covers, it can come from various different types of sources. So we are dealing with many different types of materials and having to balance that and having to create narrow specifications in order to run this in our production side of our business. We even go as far as we use some agriculture film, but it is definitely post-consumer by definition, and what's available out there is really a heterogeneous type of material. It's not one distinct material, all different colors, and it really shows you why gray it would be preferred. You take a box of crayons, you melt them all together. That's a lot like post-consumer. It's different materials, and it usually isn't bright white, and that's why changing your aesthetics in the packaging is so important, because bright white is not signature of recycled materials. And anybody who takes that serious should know that there has to be some compromise in the aesthetics and really sell that attribute rather than hide it. Well, the majority of our programs for the Brilliant bags are actually waste integration programs. So that means we're not just producing our grocer or retailer's bag, we're actually reclaiming material that was generated by our retailer or by our grocer. We're reclaiming that material, we're bringing it back in, and we're integrating it into their bags. And as part of that, we developed our own reprocessing center. It's called Revolve, and it's a separate part of Roplast. And we actually bring the material here from our customers. We shred it up, we recycle it, it turns into a pellet form. That pellet form then goes over to our production side of our business into extrusion to make the reusable carrier bags. So it's certainly not what I would call full circle, but what it does is it allows our customers to use the plastic that is generated in their processes to create a bag. So they're actually taking the responsibility for some of the plastic that they are using in their supply stream, and we're enabling them to do that.